Good morning students. Today we are going to discuss about part 3 of the chapter Living World from your class 11 biology syllabus. So already we have made 2 videos on this topic, and from those videos we got to know about few things about the living world, like what is the meaning of the living beings, what is the meaning of the living world, what is the main salient features of the living creatures. So in our last video we have discussed few things about the salient feature, and today we are going to end this thing, that already we have completed up to movements in your last video. So today we are going to discuss our next characteristics, that protoplasm. So this protoplasm is present in the living organism. Protoplasm is present in the living organism. Okay, so all living beings show vital activities of cell. All the living beings shows the vital activities of cell due to protoplasm. What is the meaning of it? That this is the fundamental unit of this thing. This is the fundamental physical basis of life. You can say that protoplasm is the physical basis of life. You can say in this way that protoplasm is the physical basis of life. So what is the meaning of it? That this protoplasm is present in abiotic substance and biotic substance as well, or protoplasm is only present in the biotic substance. Always remember, this protoplasm is only present in the living organism. That's why this is the salient features of the being the living organism. So what is the activities of the protoplasm? It performs different kinds of the vital activities of cell due to the protoplasm. Okay, so that's why this is also called the physical basis of life. The next is the self-regulation. Next characteristics is the self-regulation. What is the meaning of the self-regulation process? What is the meaning of the self-regulation? That a control system works in every organism's body. A control system works in every organism's body, which helps regulation of growth, different kinds of the metabolic activities, different kinds of the development process, etc. Okay, so self-regulation is very important features for the living being. This is absent in the abiotic substance. So what is it? That this is actually one kind of the control system. Self-regulation is one kind of the control system which works in every organization, which works in every organism's body, which helps in regulation of the body functioning like growth, excretion, digestion, reproduction, development process, and different kinds of the metabolic activities. Clear? So most of the animals have the nervous and hormonal system. Nervous plus hormonal system. Okay, so most of the animals, most of the living beings has the nervous and hormonal system. So this is the coordination system. This is also called the coordination system, because through the nervous system and through the endocrine system or hormone system, actually our all body works coordinated together. Okay, so this is the main feature, this is the main activities of the living organism, and this is absent in the non-living substance. So you can't see that this hormone system is present in any kind of the abiotic substance. So this is only present in the biotic substance or the living organism. Next one is the coordination. Next point is the coordination. What is the meaning of the coordination? This is actually all the parts of the organization when coordinate together. Like suppose I am right now talking, so during this phase, during this activity, I am talking, I am writing simultaneously. So this is actually the process called the coordination or coordinate, that all the parts organism when coordinate and cooperate with one another for better functioning. For better functioning. If it's happened that suppose right now I am talking but I am not able to write, or I am writing only, I am not able to talk, so that time what happened, the coordination and cooperation within my organisms will be failed. So that's why coordination means coordinate and cooperate with one another for the better function. That's the main features, or this is one of the most important features for the living beings, because non-living substance does not has any kind of the coordination system. This non-living substance does not has any kind of the coordination system. The next one is the genetic material. Next one is the genetic material. What is the meaning of it? This genetic material is also present in the only living beings. Okay, this all living organism, that plant, animal, bacteria, virus, protozoa, different kinds of the microorganism, all living organism actually bears genetic or hereditary material. Genetic or hereditary material. Example like DNA and RNA. DNA is the main important genetic material, and what is the main function of the DNA? Is responsible for expression of traits in organism. Is responsible for expression in traits of organism. Next one is the adaptation. Next point is the adaptation. Next point is the adaptation. That adaptations are the variations which help the living beings to modify themselves. Suppose, what is the meaning of this thing? That this is the one solely important characteristics for the living beings. This is one solely the important characteristics of the living beings. So what is the meaning of the adaptation? That adaptation is actually performs that this kind of the living beings, this is one kind of the variations which help the living beings to modify themselves, and so perfect harmony to external environment. Okay, just like that, the right now the weather is very hot in the outside environment, but we are adapting. So similarly in the winter season also, if the outside climate is very cold, that time also we adapted. Okay, so this is called the adaptation process, to modify ourselves and show perfect harmony to the external environment. And this adaptation process only takes place in the living beings. No abiotic substance can do this thing. That's why this adaptation process is only the salient features for the living beings. Last one is the morphogenesis. What is the meaning of the morphogenesis? And morphogenesis means that this is the development of the germinal layer, organs and other parts of organisms. Okay, so this is the basic thing, that in our body total 3 layers are there, that ectoderm, mesoderm and endoderm. that ectoderm, mesoderm and the endoderm. So ectoderm is the outer layer, mesoderm is the mid layer and endoderm is the inner layer. Okay, so through this layer different kinds of the organs actually produced in our body. All the organs are produced from this three layer. This germinal layer is present, this germinal layer is present in the reproductive organ only, reproductive organ only, like the testis and ovary. That's it. Okay, this morphogenesis process only present in the living beings, because have you seen that one abiotic substance has different kinds of the layer, different kinds of the embryo, all those things is not possible. So this morphogenesis is only present in the living organism's body. Okay, so this is our the salient features of the living beings. So if we say briefly that some characteristics of living organism, we should know that briefly some characters of living beings. Okay, so what are the main important characters? The first important character that living things are highly ordered. You can say in this way, the living things are highly ordered. The next thing, that it has cell. Next thing, what is this thing? It use energy. We have discussed now in the process of the metabolism. It use energy. Without energy, no living beings can't survive. Okay, without energy, no living beings can't survive. Next one is the respond to stimuli. Like one mosquito is biting on my hand. So what we are going to do to beat that mosquito? Okay, so this is the response to the stimuli. So this is the process of the coordination. Already we have discussed. Next one is that metabolic activity. Metabolic activity. Okay. Next one, reproduction. Next one is the reproduction. And the last one is the genetic information. Last one is the genetic information. So you can say in this way. So these are the few salient features by which we will get to know that these are the living beings. The first one is the living things are the highly ordered. Living things are the highly ordered. Next one is the it has cell. It has cell. Without cell, no living beings can be formed. So cell is called the fundamental unit of life. That's why cell is called the fundamental unit of life. Cell is called the fundamental unit of the life. Next one is the use energy. Use energy. That's called the metabolism. Like the catabolism, like the anabolism. Next one is the respond to stimuli. Like suppose I touched one hot object. Okay, I touched that one hot object, then immediately what I will do, that take off my hand. So this is called the response to the stimuli. So this process takes place by the coordination process, especially by the nervous system. Next one is the metabolic activity, like catabolism, anabolism, like catabolism, anabolism. Okay, and the next one is the reproduction. Already we have discussed so many times that reproduction is one kind of the biological process by which one new individual will produce. So that's why this reproduction is the basic fundamental thing of our existence. Without reproduction, no organism can produce. Okay, life would be stagnant at a certain point. Without reproduction, life would be stagnant at a certain point. So you can say that reproduction is one kind of the most important biological process which is present in the living beings. And the last one is the genetic information. This genetic information is one kind of the thing which is present in the living organism, and it carries the hereditary material, carries the genetic information from parents to offspring, generation after generation. Okay, so it's the immortal thing. And the main important genetic information material is the DNA. I think all of you know that deoxyribonucleic acid. I think all of you know what is the basic definition or what is the basic full feature of the DNA. The deoxyribonucleic acid. We will study about the DNA in our biomolecules chapter. Okay, so this is this video. This is the content of this video. In our next video we are going to discuss about the biodiversity. Okay, so till then, goodbye, thank you, and go through this video properly.